Well, first of all, it was important to the 33 men of the San Jose mine. They were trapped 2,000 feet underground for 69 days in this worldwide event, but they had this private story to tell about how they had survived. And to them, this was the most important thing that they owned. They thought of it as something that could help them sustain their families after the rescue. And first of all, it was important to them. It was their story, and they wanted me to tell it. Well, this is a story about, I think, the tenacity of the human spirit, because these men trapped underground survive thanks to their strength as miners, the fact that they've always worked in mines and they really have this strong belief of themselves, in themselves as miners. They survive thanks to the love of their families. So it's also a message of the power of family love to sustain us, even in the darkest moments. And it's a story of solidarity because these men are rescued because Chile unites behind them to get them out of this hole. And then, in fact, eventually Chile calls upon help from the rest of the world to get these men out. So it's a story that has many messages about love and solidarity and the power of working people. I think that what this story shows is that if you're pushed to the limits, you have to call upon the best thing that you have, your biggest source of strength, which is the love that your family has for you and that you have for your family. That this is something that can sustain us if we're buried in a hole in the ground or if we become world famous and the world changes before us, that we will always turn to our families and the people who love us for strength and to understand who we really are. And that's basically the central message of this book. It's also a story of hope and courage and faith. It's a story of men who, when pushed to the limits, begin to pray. Many of them had not gone to church for many years, and the hole in which they're buried, this cave, becomes like a church because they pray every day. They ask for forgiveness from each other. One of the men tells Bible parables from memory. And so they call upon this source of strength, which are traditions that have been handed down for thousands of years. The story of Jonah and the whale has been handed down for thousands of years. And this is one of the things that sustains the men. And so it's also a story of the power of human endurance and faith to pull us through. The advice I'd offer to an aspiring journalist and to anyone who wants to become a writer is to read widely and to read things that you might not ordinarily read otherwise. I know a lot of young Latino writers who only read Latino writers, books by Latino authors. I read everything. I have very wide tastes in reading. So that's the most important thing. And that's, I think, true for any craft that you want to pursue. If you want to become an engineer or a doctor, an artist, a singer, a dancer, an accountant, you have to study your craft. You have to lose yourself in your craft. And I say that to someone who wants to be a journalist, is that you have to just read widely and read for the enjoyment of it and study your craft. That's what I would say. I'm enchanted to be here in Ramapo in the woods and just love to be here. Thank you.